Good day, sir. My name is Kevin Chok, and I will be doing a reflection on the micro teaching that my group, Group 4, have organized yesterday. So, our class began from 9:20 p.m. until 10 p.m. The title was Internet Safety and Digital Etiquette. The learning objectives are to identify online behaviors which are the positive and negative behaviors. So this also ties into our second learning objectives to understand online etiquettes. We're trying to make the online environment a positive place for people to share their thoughts, and there has been a lot of rude comments flowing around in social media. So we're just trying to help our students to avoid leaving these rude comments and instead just be positive. And finally, to learn online safety, the internet is full of these malicious people. They're trying to scam our personal information. So, through this lesson, we want to teach these students about how we can keep ourselves safe online. Our main presentation method was through Canvas slide, just like what I'm doing right now. And within our Canvas slides, we have components such as questions, which we asked the students, and we also receive replies from them. Next, we have added pictures and GIF in order to enrich the learning experience and to keep our students engaged. And finally, our teaching method is more geared towards students who are visual and auditory learners. So overall, throughout this 40-minute class, I have noticed that the engagement from the students were moderate. I would say it's pretty good, but after thinking about it for a while, I believe it's in the moderate category. It's because while the students do answer each of the questions which we asked them, there were some moments where the students were quiet. They were quiet. We had to ask again the question to them for a few times until we receive a response from them, either through opening their mics or they type their answer in the chat box. But I would say the students are indeed focused and engaged in throughout the classroom. While I believe that the class overall is successful, I have noticed some strengths and weakness that I have displayed throughout the micro teaching experience. So, for my part, I believe my strength was I use a lot of visual aids. So, in my presentation, in my micro teaching section, I have added those moving images or GIF in order to sort of make my slides look more interesting. So I would like to keep on doing that. That is indeed a good strength. Keeping my presentation slides engaging to the students, and it can be very useful, especially to the youngest students, to try to keep their attention. However, there is a weakness that I need to address, which is the voice. My voice requires a lot of improvement, and one of the main improvement is, at least from what I noticed, I want to be able to speak more clearly without having any hiccups and hesitations. I think I am speaking normally right now, but yesterday during the micro teaching, I was a bit nervous, so my voice came out to be a bit to have a more hiccups, and unnecessarily deep, which can be harder for some students to understand what I'm trying to say. As compared to my other group mates, they get to speak with more clarity. So that is something that I want to learn from them. I want to speak more clearly and just not drag my voice if possible. So the impact on students that I have noticed is that at the end of the class, when I ask the students to share their experience of coming across these incidents which are a danger to their online safety. So perhaps have they received any suspicious links that will lead them into different websites or different apps, or have they received some invitations from strangers? So I am very happy that at the end of the lesson, these students are willing to share their experience about these scenarios. And I recall that two students have shared their experience where related to their credit card. So, but fortunately, they are able to overcome that issue very quickly before any tragedy occurred. So, it's overall a very good class as it gets to relate the students to their real life scenario. Yeah. So, I these are some self improvements that I want to achieve down the line. So the first one I have mentioned just now, to have a clearer voice. I know I can speak in a clearer tone, in a clearer voice, but that leads to my third point, which is to believe in myself more. Unfortunately, I tend to be more self conscious of myself. It has been a big weakness of mine. I have seen improvement on myself, but I want to improve myself further. So I gotta believe in myself more, have more confidence in myself that I am a future teacher. I can speak in front of these people. I just gotta believe in myself. And my third self improvement. Oh, I noticed a spelling mistake. I'm sorry, there is no spelling mistake. To avoid hesitance in my speech, I was the one that edited the video, and I noticed that during my segment, that I have a lot of hesitations, like um, uh. So I dislike that. I want to ensure that if I am stuck in my thoughts, instead of saying uh, I should just close my mouth and think in my head for a few seconds. That would be a better approach in that situation. So, in conclusion, I believe that the micro teaching was a success. The students were constantly engaged throughout the class, albeit with some minor hiccups, minor silence from students, but the class still went out smoothly. The improvement is more so on myself. I gotta be very confident, speak with confidence, and I believe that if I am able to improve on that department, to be more confident in myself, believe in myself, to raise my volume a bit more while also keeping my volume clear and easy to understand for other people. That way, it I will be able to increase students' engagement even more. So overall, I think no, I believe that at this point, as I am presenting my self reflection, my current attitude and behavior should be reflected more in my future class. I should try to calm myself, believe in myself that I can do it. So that's it for my self reflection. Thank you.